D3X Mashup came about due to some good luck, good timing, and clever partnering. I've been leading the visual analytics charge for about 5 years now and grew the largest global delivery team for technologies like ClickView, ClickSense, Tableau. However, it was always our custom applications that provided the wow moments and the high adoption rates across the organization. Using visualization tools provides many benefits, such as self-service, security, performance, but there's a large cost per user. With the majority of our visualizations now being created using open source technologies like D3.js, we wanted to find a more cost-effective way of creating intuitive guided applications, which meant removing the visualization tool from the architecture. The problem we are trying to solve was a performance and scalability issue. Connecting a JavaScript front-end to a database meant the bottleneck in the architecture is now the database. We also didn't want to rely on very expensive solutions such as Teradata, SAP HANA, etc. to provide raw power. This is where Xsl came in. Xsl showed me their in-memory analytics engine, which claimed to outperform all the other analytics databases and would deploy on commodity hardware either on-premise or in the cloud. The other interesting notion was that Xsl is a SQL database, so I didn't need any expensive skill sets to set up and maintain Xsl. If the first 2 points weren't enough to persuade us to try Xsl, then the self-optimizing indexing, i.e. I didn't need a DBA, and the advanced analytics container technology to run R and Python directly on the database pretty much sealed the partnership for us. In theory, we now have a very powerful analytics engine to power our visualizations. We had a performant advanced analytics architecture, and we still had security and hybrid cloud options, but not a bum on seats license model. So the first proof of concept of a D3 plus Xsl mashup project began, hence the name D3X Mashup.
So with the build-up to the World Cup and being a German, British and French company, you can imagine that football or soccer is really popular amongst our own people and also our customers. We asked Digimasters to design a simple visual analytics guided application that used open source visuals and an API layer to directly query our analytics engine and demonstrate the power direct SQL queries can provide any data application. In order to share the workload, we also asked another Xsl partner, Kpis, to work together with Digimasters to prepare the data in Xsl, which allowed Digimasters to then focus on the visualization, APIs, and user experience. The last 8 weeks have been so exciting seeing the app come to life, and although we envision this application to grow and continue to develop in the future, I think we can all agree we have proved the concept, and Digimasters is already at work with other customers developing a similar production-ready architecture.
So now I'm going to take you through the football D3X Mashup. This is an evolving application with many new enhancements and analytical insights to be added in the near future, through continued development by Digimasters and also the growing D3X community and Xsl partners. The web application and API layer is hosted on AWS London on a T2 micro box, which is the smallest server available and part of the AWS free tier. The Xsl database is hosted in Xsl's own Xcloud data center in Germany, but could be deployed to AWS or any commodity hardware server. Our first screen is our international screen, which introduces the simple navigation controls, a custom D3 bar chart, and our Xsl panel. The layout of the international page consists of 3 large buttons, which allow you to deep dive into any specific league and season. In this version of the app, we focus on the British Premier League, the German Bundesliga, and the French Ligue 1. The bar chart at the bottom is a summary of the games played between England, Germany, and France in the World Cup, with a simple year-changing filter. This is the first example of a direct SQL query to the Xsl analytics engine. Whenever someone interacts with this D3X mashup, they will commit an SQL statement to the API layer, which will hit the database. To introduce the Xsl panel, let's click on the Premiership button and take a look at the fixtures, teams, squads, and results from the different seasons available in our sample football dataset. This is our fixtures page, which has a quick league changing filter to avoid having to navigate back to the international page just to change the league. We now have our main league navigation options with fixture, team, squad KPIs and result. There is also a season selection filter and a sort order option. The Xsl Panel is an optional D3X Mashup module we developed. This module is used to test out the performance of the Xsl engine as we develop the Mashup application. At the top, we have a ping count, which checks there is a good connection between the web server and the database server. We wanted to make sure that any performance issues we may encounter were easily identified as a connectivity issue or a database bottleneck. Next is the number of nodes available on the Xsl server. In this example, we have a modest 6-node solution with approximately 320 gigabytes of RAM. Next, we have the speed of the last query in seconds, and records shows the number of records read by Xsl to return the query result. Finally, we have a green or red indicator, which tells us if Xsl had to read from disk, which would suggest we had too much data for this configuration, and that would impact performance. Changing the season will trigger the football D3X Mashup to fire off SQL to Xsl, and we should see Xsl Panel update. In this example, the number of records read has changed from 380 to 161,000, as the number of records in the table is much more than the 380. However, Xsl's built-in cache function remembers regularly used queries and doesn't have to look at the full dataset to return the correct information to the mashup. As we progress through the demo, look at the record count, as sometimes it will be a low number based on the records returned, and other times the number will be in the millions, which demonstrates Xsl is reading data from memory which wasn't yet cached. Let's select the team page and also select my home team, Liverpool, for the 2015-2016 season. The Xsl panel shows that this read over 2 million records in the database to return the top 11 players for Liverpool in this season. The player pitch visualization is a good example of when to use custom visuals to tell a story with data, and it's much more engaging than just a table of player names. Clicking on each player loads up a player image, their position and FIFA rating for the current season. At this point in time, it's probably a good idea to introduce the Advanced button on the Xsl panel. Clicking the Advanced button shows the SQL that was just run on Xsl and provides us with a check to see what the API is doing for developers, and it also adds the option to modify the SQL in the window and execute it through the API layer in order to do some quick debugging. Squad KPIs is a table visual with the ability to sort on each column heading and also a player pop-up by clicking on the player's image or name. By default, the application remembers the team and the season used on the previous page, so in this example, the Liverpool 2015-16 squad is populated. A user can change the team and season from the filter below the page navigation buttons. Finally, the result page contains all the same fixtures, however, with the actual scores and the ability to click on the match ID number and drill down for more insight on each game. Clicking on Manchester United versus Tottenham loads the match statistics for the selected game. We have also introduced a new filter which lets you toggle between the match summary, a head-to-head summary, or for Manchester United versus Spurs, you can also see the game tracker, which visualizes the flow of the game and the key outcomes such as goals and red cards and yellow cards. The game tracker is still work in progress, and we will be embedding predictive analytics into the tracker in the future update. I hope this was an informative overview of this proof of concept, and remember to check back for more updates very soon.